On behalf of the National Youth Parliament of the Gambia, I warmly welcome you all to this joint press conference convened by African Migration Advisory Center, Ibrahim Migrant Situation Foundation, and Gambia European Center for Jobs, Migration and Development Agency. We thank the national and international media for responding to this call. Your presence today reflects the seriousness of the moment we are facing as a nation. Before we begin this press conference, I invite everyone present to observe a moment of prayer according to their own faith. Amen. Now I ask you to join us in a 1-minute moment of silence. This silence is for the young men, women, children, and babies of the Gambia who have drowned, who are missing, or who are displaced along the most dangerous migration routes in the world. Please, let's have 1 minute of silence. Thank you. We are transitioning to the statements now. We will now proceed with the official statement from the organizing institutions. I invite the representative of the African Migration Advisory Center to deliver their statement. Mr. Adian Collis, the floor is yours.
Good morning, everybody. This is a national public statement. It's a humanitarian presumption of death. Missing migrant vessel from Ginic Island, the Gambia, issued by myself, African Migration Advisory Center, Banjul. Today we speak with a heavy hearts. The first statement we make today concerns the missing migrant vessel that departed from the shores of Ginic Island here in the Gambia on the 17th of November 2025. The vessel carried approximately 119 men, women and children. Today, the African Migration Advisory Center confirms that the following: a careful humanitarian and technical assessment, the migrant vessel that left Ginic Island on the 17th of November 2025 is humanitarianly presumed lost at sea without any survivors. As of today, 5th January 2026, a total of 49 days have elapsed. Since this vessel departed from the Gambia for 49 days, families have waited. They have listened for phones to ring. They have lived in silence and in pain. During this entire period, there have been no distress signals, no sightings, no confirmed interceptions, and no verified landings recorded by regional or international maritime authorities. Despite active monitoring and establishing search and rescue systems operating across the wider Atlantic Ocean, the vessel involved was an open wooden fishing boat powered by an outboard engine attempting the Atlantic crossing towards the Canary Islands. Based on the available evidence, there is no medical, scientific or operational plausible scenario under which any person on this vessel could survive. The humanitarian determination is grounded in a documented fact-based technical assessment. That assessment examines the vessel type, engine and fuel capacity, water availability, human survival limits at sea, Atlantic drift patterns at complete absence of distress alerts, signals, interceptions or landings across a regional and international search and rescue system of over 49 days per period. This determination is made solely for humanitarian reasons. It is not political, it assigns no blame, it places no legal processes. It is made to give families truth, clarity, and dignity. It allows families to mourn without uncertainty, to acknowledge loss without doubt, and to be treated with humanity and respect. Should any remains are ever recovered in the future, the humanitarian determination in no way prevents identification, investigation or justice. Today we stand with the families of Ginic. We honour them who never returned, and we reaffirm that every life lost at sea matters. Thank you.
Thank you so much. My name is Ibrahim Drame, known as Ibrahim Migration Situation. Today we present a clear narrative on evolution of irregular migration from the Gambia, describing how it has changed over time, why it declined during period of transition and hope, and why in 2025 it has reached a level of losses that constitute a humanitarian emergency. Regular migration during the Jammeh era, during the rules of Yahya Jammeh in 1994 and 2017, the Gambia lived under a regime many Gambians sought regular migration pathway due to the political repression, limited opportunity, fear of the regime. Regular migration often took lands and Mediterranean routes. Smugglers were active, but departures were less maritime focus. Despite significant departure, there was no content partners of the entire Gambian boat disappear at sea. Dead occupied, but we are not in the self currently being witnesses. This era saw regular migrations as a response to system political, and the era saw regular migration as a response to a systematical political and economic pressure, but which few Gambians lost without trace at the sea. The Libyan war and the Mediterranean routes after the 2021 conflicts in Libya, regular migration dramatically shifted. Libya became a major transit hub for migration attempting to reach the European via the central Mediterranean. Smuggling network expand across the West Africa and the North Africa. Many Gambians, alongside other nationalities, attempted the Mediterranean crossing. This journey were dangerous and climbing life, but the departures were regional rather than concentrated from the Gambian coast. The deaths were spread across the nationalities and not unique disadvantage of the one small nation. The Libyan era made Europe seem reachable but did not yet trigger mass departure directly from Gambians. The pandemic impact and the dip in the departures. The global COVID-19 pandemic 2020-2021 introduced a new dramatic border close. Travel because more difficulties, economic and social disputes were whispering. Many Gambian youths reported reduced intention to migrate in the period due to the movement restriction and the height. During this pandemic, regular migration across the region, including from West African, declined significantly, reflecting a push in the migration movement rather than a change in motivation. Democratic and transition and hopes. In 2017, following the departure of the former President Yahya Jammeh in 2017, the Gambia entered a period of democratic transition under the President Adama Barrow. During this transition, the hope of the democratic government and opportunity increased. Many Gambians believed change would bring stability and job. Regular migration departure declined comparing to the peak of the Jammeh era. In the early Mediterranean, the young people expressed renewing confidence and domestic progress rather than living. For several years, this sense of hope and improvement, governments were associated with a dip in regular migration departure. Why 2025 is different? The humanitarian emergency. In 2025, regular migration has reached an unprecedented humanitarian crisis for the Gambia. The crisis is driven by misinformation spread on social media, especially on TikTok, spreading Europe as easy to reach, and the life abroad are currently succeeded. Young Gambians living without telling their families out of fear of being stopped. Narrative from abroad about through social media or particular accounts from detention, hiding, hardship, deportation, and death. increasing activities of smuggling networks targeting Gambian youth with dangerous promises. Confirm human losses. This one I'm coming to read, this is very important. Last year we have been given a lot of, I think 1,600 Gambians dead. This year we cover 893 Gambians dead from January on the 1st to December 31st. December 31st, 893 Gambians has lost their life. 840 die in the sea. 53 die on the land. 26 migrant boats disappear without any trace. These 26 boats, Gambians are part of these 26 boats. We have 70 migrant boats that disappear this year, 2025, through Spain, this route to Spain. But we have 2 Gambian boats that disappear on the 5th of December from Gambia in Jinek. On the 17th of November also disappear from the same Jinek. The total we have is like 72 boats has disappeared in totally 2025. Both from Gambia, Senegal, Mauritania, and other places. But those 72 boats, there are 26 boats. Gambians are part of those people. 730 Gambians die missing in the sea. 74 missing on the land. Last year, I think we have like 500 people who died in the sea. 1 second, because I want to compare these things. Last year and this year, what we have. 1 second, sorry, I apologize though. I have to look this thing clearly though. Okay. These 26 migrant boats, there were 730 Gambian migrants who are part of those. The 26 boats, these 26 boats, some boats departed from Gambia here, some departed from Senegal, some departed from Morocco, some departed from Mauritania, and some departed from Algeria. 730 people, 30 migrants, those are the Gambians we get information. 74 people of this, there are another 74 missing in the land. Those who are missing in the Sahara Desert, or they have other people like in Tunisia, Libya, and other places. We have a number of 777 Gambian in 2025. 173 Gambian migrants arrived in Europe. 6,173 Gambians who arrived in Europe in 2025. 6,173 Gambian. In Spain, we have 111 different boats that arrive. Gambians are part of those boats. 111 boats that Gambians are part of it. Those boats departed from Algeria, Mauritania, Morocco, Senegal, Guinea-Conakry, and Gambia here. A total of 5,119 Gambians has arrived in Spain. 5,119 Gambians has arrived in Spain. 170 different boats from various countries. This one in Spain, the 2025 alone, they have more than 170 different migrant boats that arrived there from different countries in the sub-region here. In Libya, there are Gambians who also departed from Libya and Tunisia who arrived in 52 different migrant boats, total 1,054 Gambians that arrived in Italy in 2025. These 1,054 Gambians, 52 different boats, 17 boats departed from Tunisia, the remaining ones departed from in Libya. As I am speaking, on the 17th of this month, 17th of November, a migrant boat departed from Jinek with more than 190 people on this boat. Another second boat departed on the 5th of December with more than 200,000 people, 200 people in this boat, both women and children. On the 17th boat, we make a inquiry on this boat. We follow this boat, I can say more than 1 month. We were trying to find the location of this boat. But at the end, we have published the boat the boat has sunk. We believe 100% though, this boat had sunk. On the 5th of December boat also, there are 200 people missing. We're still trying to verify this boat, and we are still doing our best to work with our colleagues, other humanitarian boats in Mauritania, Senegal, Mali, Morocco, Spain, everywhere we can have access, Cape Verde, to discuss with these people, to give them the information about this boat. But still now, we couldn't have more information about this boat. Before the end of this week, inshallah, we'll come out with something we'll tell the family about this boat. In 2025, 8,284 Gambian migrants were intercepted, about 45 different migrant boats. This interception was followed by 11 migrant boats was intercepted in Gambia here, 18 intercepted in Senegal, 9 intercepted in Mauritania, 7 intercepted in Morocco. 5,749 Gambian migrants were deported or voluntarily returned by themselves. This, 5,749 Gambians were deported or voluntarily returned by themselves back in Gambia from January to December 31st. In 2025, 69 migrant boats departed from Gambian shores here. Of these, 24 migrant boats arrived in Spain, while 45 migrants intercepted. This is not a valid data from the IOM or from the immigration or from the Gambia Red Cross. These are our own data. We normally have these data as every day we connect with the migrant themselves, direct connection with them. Every day they left, we understand this. Every day they left, we get information. When we get the information, we try it and record this information. And every year we record this information. When we record the information, at the end of year, we publish this. Last year I was not in the country, but we have sharing this information with the, all the social media houses, I believe so. Okay. In 2025, 3,090 people has died through Spanish border due to lack of protection of their life, increases long and dangerous routes. Mortality rate increased significantly in the area of Algeria, like 121 tragedy happening in Algerians way, those who departed from Algeria. Last year it was Mauritania. Last year alone, I think we have 130 something disasters from Mauritania, Senegal. But this year, Algeria is the most. The total number of the victims wrote in this is 1,037, double to the record of last year in 2024. A total missing boat passengers was 47 visual that disappear in the Algerian routes. Like we can say 67% of the boats that have problem this year are all departed from Algerian side. 3 days ago, I was in Facebook, I write something. I was speaking with some Gambians. These are 18 Gambians who departed last week from Algeria in the sea. Still now, we don't have any information with these people. And we believe so they are not alive anymore, because in Algeria, you cannot depart from Algeria to Lanzarote or other places more than 1 week. And they don't have that kind of fuel. They don't have the water. Last week, these 18 people, they departed in Algeria, inside the capital, Algeria. Still now, there is no hope. We don't have any hope on that. These are all Gambians. They are 18 in number. They are all Gambians. So this year, about 67% of those people who have problems in the sea normally are all coming out from Algerian side. In 2025 also, in 2025, for 192 women, 437 children arrived in Kuta, those normally who departed from Morocco. In 24, you can say 24% of those. The victim children and teenagers, the people are from 30 different countries who lost their life in the sea. But today we are not concentrate on those 30 countries, we are concentrating in the Gambia here. The Gambians who lost their life in the sea. In January 1st to January 31st in 2025, we have 1,865 Gambian migrants who just died in the ship. That is just from January to on the 31st of May. So, but from May to come to June, July, it's go very low. But from August, September, October, it was low also. But from November, December, there was another biggest disasters, normally from our Gambia here. As we, last week, we all know, Comando Fronteras in Spain, they published it. In this, I think last week, they make a publication on this. About 3,000 lives was lost, with 70 migrant boats disappear without any trace of these people. Last year, we have 3 migrant boats that disappear from Gambia here, one from Khartoum, if I don't believe, on the 17th of November, 19 November, it disappeared from Khartoum. On the 14th, also another boat disappeared from, I think, Gunjur. Last year, we have like 3 migrant boats that disappeared totally without no information up to today. This year, we have only 2 boats from on the 17th and on the 17th of October, on the 9th and on the 5th of December. In Spain, what we understand here, this in Spain, 30,692 people have arrived in Spain. Last week, the Interior Minister has given. There were 34,251 migrants. 30 of them, 30,692 arrived by sea. 1,154 with small boats or canoes, normally coming out from Gambia, Senegal, Mauritania. 29.2% decrease on this. Last year was too much people that came. This was caused by many problems in Senegal. There was a political problems in Senegal, in Mali, Burkina Faso, Guinea-Conakry. But this year, what we understand is that 30,692 arrival in Spain through canoes. In Baltic Island also, the arrival was declined this. We have 453 in October to 408 in November. Yet the total arrival of the year reaching 6,688, you can say representing like 28.3% compared to 2024. Arrival by the sea, mainland Spain, decreased from 740 in October to 574 in November, and the annual total fell by 8.7% from 7,855 in 2024 to 7,167 in 2025. The city's arrival by sea were very limited, 5 in Quito, 25 in Melilla. In land, arrival increased with 3,268 enter in Quito, like 39.4% increase. 291 to Melilla represented like 221.9% increase compared to 2024. The irregular migration uploaded 94% migrant enter in Spain through regular channel, according to the Spanish Commission of Refugees. Between 70% to 80% of those arrival in 2024 applied asylum and conflict prostitution, violence on serious human rights violation. According to UNHCR, 31st August, 400 people died in the Canary Island routes, 216 attempted to reach mainland Spain in Baltic Island. 89.88% of young undocumented migrants arrive in Spain are African originated from these countries. Morocco have 59.16% arrival. Gambia is the second with 15.47%. Algeria is 9.72%. Senegal is 5.59%. Guinea-Conakry is 2.99%. In Italy, migrant arrival declined this by 0.48% in 2025, according to the Interior Ministry. In last week, a total of 66,296 regular migration arrived by sea, certainly fewer than 66,617 recorded in 2024, and represented a 57.59 decrease compared to 2023 when 157,651 arrival were recorded. By countries of origin, Algeria 1,812 arrival by 31% increase in 2024 and 192.3% increase in 2025. Tunisia 4,841 arrival like 71.5% decrease from 2024, and in 95% decrease. From 2023, Libya 84,408 arrival, 38.1% increase from 2024 and 12.4% increase from 2023. In Italy, Gambians, many Gambians who arrive in Italy this past years is from normally in Tunisia and Libya. But as we all know, there are a lot of pushback in Italy now. In Tunisia, to depart in Tunisia is very difficult now to depart there. And as we all know, we always perplexed in Tunisia. Their national, the Coast Guard in Libya, for me, I call them as the so-called guard, because these are the decent people. We pay them to transport us, and these are the decent people who go and kick our boat and kill a lot of people and return them to put them in prison. So this year, Gambian is very low in Gambia. Last year, we have like 6,000 Gambians who crossed from Libya, Tunisia, to enter in Italy, but this year we have 1,054 Gambians who arrive in Italy. This is what I have for you for now. Thank you.
This is a statement from the Edward Francis Moore Center for Rights and Justice. We express our profound grief and condolences to the families of the youths who lost their lives in the recent Bagway tragedy off the coast of Jinak, and indeed all other cases. And we wish to those who were rescued also to have speedy and full recovery. The persistent occurrence of these dangerous and deadly journeys reflect a deep and a long-standing malaise afflicting Gambian society. While EFSCRJ Center considers the Bagway to be unsafe, dangerous, and unacceptable, and therefore urges young people to refrain from undertaking it, we cannot ignore the structural conditions that have sustained this phenomenon for decades. Migration is a human right. However, when migration by any means becomes a widespread preoccupation driven by the dire socio-economic conditions and limited prospects at home, therefore the core issue is not whether migration occurs through the front way or the back way, but the conditions that justify and fuel these journeys. At the same time, EFSCRJ Center emphasizes that while it raises serious concerns about both regular and irregular migration, particularly the loss of life and the accelerating brain drain, it is also an established and undeniable fact that migrants play a critical role in sustaining the Gambian economy. Remittances sent by Gambians in the diaspora account for more than 30% of the country's GDP. These remittances support households, they finance education and healthcare, and sustain small businesses and cushion families against economic shocks. This reality exposes a fundamental structural contradiction. While the state benefits immensely from migration-generated income, it has failed to create comparable opportunities at home that would allow citizens to live with dignity without risking their lives or being forced to leave the country. The EFSCRJ Center also acknowledges that the vast majority of Gambian youth remain in the country, working diligently as carpenters, fisherfolk, taxi drivers, market vendors, plumbers, engineers, farmers, artisans, and professionals across multiple sectors. Yet, even among those who are working, frustration persists due to low incomes, rising living costs, limited social mobility, and weak public services. Alarmingly, we have observed that workers from the formal sector, including civil servants, security officers, and private sector employees, are also abandoning their jobs of opportunities and resources available to young people. EFSCRJ Center is family of review, commercial or development finance institution capable of providing accessible low-interest capital to qualified youth entrepreneurs. In addition, we call for increased funding, expansion, decentralization, and operational strengthening of youth development institutions, including the NYSS, PIA, and related bodies. The Gambia possesses immense potential and opportunities to create an enabling environment for youth development and shared prosperity. The challenge is not that young people are lazy or believe success is only possible abroad. Rather, the challenge lies in the failure of successive governments to accurately diagnose the problem and respond with coherent, comprehensive, and effective solutions. For far too long, policy responses have been piecemeal and ineffective. The time has come for a decisive change of course. In the interim, EFSCRJ Center calls on the government to ensure effective surveillance and policing of Gambian waters to prevent, detect, and apprehend illegal migrant boats and their operators. It is inexcusable that despite the presence of the police and the Navy, such boats continue to evade detection. EFSCRJ Center further calls for thorough investigations and the prosecution of all perpetrators involved in organizing and facilitating these deadly journeys. We remain committed to advocating for policies, institutions, and governance systems that place human dignity, opportunity, accountability, and justice at the center of national development. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Brahma, the colleagues. Thank you, Madi. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi. So today I'm not just speaking for the only the public, but also for the local community. Mbadi Umeman Jibekang Daoda Albadi Malam Sidi Sedikan. I'm the founder of We Migrants, the founder of What's on Italy, the FOR's European page, basically on migration, on information website. I think Ibrahim could be one of those people who were helping me before he will create this website. So I think I know also more about such. Some died quietly, far from home, with grief, without any farewell to their family and their friends. Families are still waiting with phone calls that will never come. They're waiting, hoping, and still some don't believe that their children perish in the Mediterranean Sea or the Sahara Desert. These were not criminals. These were not lazy people, and they were not foolish people. They were young people chasing dignity, survival, and also hope, because everyone who flee your country, and there is always a reason for that person to flee his or her country. And let's all speak the truth, the hard truth about this issue. No one chose death, and no one among them choose to escape. And when death becomes part of the journey, it means something is deeply wrong at home and deeply crucial on the road. But we have to talk about the crucial problem in our community, in our country, because basically everybody is making a statement, but I want to say to the community, to our family members, to know the real truth about this journey. Myself, I'm a victim. I experienced this. I went through this journey. I took this route to Libya, and I flee from Gambia to Europe. Speaking local language because I want our people to know we are speaking to them directly. I think this is one thing that is missing. We have to know that Melika Sirim Bunko Ban Jibe Kang Yendalanoko, member caring Nagambe Banko Kang Anumfalang in our community. Yung Bakwe, Nanoko, Jamabaji and Sifal, we have the privilege be Matamadulato, but we want to tell you the hard fact. Well, Atina, Katanda Lako, Ninsilo Alcamo Yaming, Abenyaming, Iman killing. The traffickers will lie to you. They will tell you what you want to hear, but the hard fact is 7 days in this journey is like sacrificing 80% of your life. I'll be very, very, very honest to you guys. So, nanim balmel serious wokono. Nyal dion kal ko mboko do so ko molme yalon ko ika kodo jo inila family be ika dindi merawo de nano sungul dindi merawo kamande merawo family mumeo iko ka kulungo jo because you believe tako ni na family be ka tan kada tuba budule ngon kada mi lan kada ni ndro je nyum frere je don foire ya banta. All these things pains me because I know and I knew and I see when people are taking this journey. Na mo jël mel ko yebu fankan jio kono yebu fankan kulun kono ngato nyala falide na mo jël mel ko bi Sahara Desert kono ye sumuna ye min la sumuna la pour que jio so memminna wala nyaata ko mbato nyaafala bi. I want to say this because nanyulu banyulu wala ke dingul ke puska fay ko alen tamashilota pour alen bondi ko lele kono bari nyaajo fala mbakela bi. Because of community, memento society, the government have to speak out. They have to speak about this because this is a tragedy. And Alaji sign Gambia is a center where people will come and pay money to travel to Europe. This is not only about the families, it's about our country, and we have to speak it. Well, I didn't go for Namanika Kamfo or Angala at a fair. I'll have to say the truth. No one chose that, like I said. Our mothers in the Gambias are burying their dreams. instead of children. Fathers are crying in silence. Mfanyo kumbo kang duma halatara ko almaji to banyisi bunko de killing e kumbo la lungolung. This is something me along ko. It is hurting me. Yesterday I was speaking to some of my family members and bani mfa and story for long. So when I said share some small story to them, all of them, some of them were crying. My mother start asking me akonyako amanjere I continue because I just saw one of the heart is paining her just to hear what I went through. So ikamoro jakudo kana ko mfula to babudu anyinenka minimum the truth. This is the reason why na program like I've made the back way kacha. I bring influencers, celebrities, Gambian big names, people like Fatou Jaune, she share her story. If you go to YouTube, you listen to those people. Atanjila ko mo kulun kono me ko anin denu awuluto kulun kono dolbe je yebu la kulun kono ayo la mo labang hani. I've seen people who are successful in Tubabudu but nyela story for ya même pass e dunguli wulu dunguli la brother solo they will not allow them to take this journey. So this is a true fact about this journey. So ko mo me yalon ko til wara wula batata jokono kulun kono. Ibrahim can be the and what I hear today from Ibrahim, it pains me. Yet the journey continues from the Gambia. Why? Because poverty shouts louder than warnings. Because unemployment pushes harder than fear. Na Gambia Bangkok. And this, Nyaman settled, it will be very, very hard for us to fight for this. But we have to say the truth. Because hope, and even false hope, can be stronger than reasons. So Gambia jang ko liata la fa akara kude me alon ko funding call they don't believe Gambia anymore. And this is really bad for our country. But now we need you, the media. We need the media because we must say the clear and honest truth today. The back way is a lie. It promised life, but it delivers death. Nin tama shilo bole nyama. Karaba fele gondu tubabudu. Nyimo chemel tara. Tanano be bande fa nyininka. Ngaf moleko last year in 2021. I was sent by the German Foreign Office, to deliver, to sensitize. We went to 3 countries, Ghana, Gambia. You understand? But when I came here, what I did? We went to schools, we went to community level to tell you guys, go, but smart migration is important. Before you travel to you need to know you expect how long banko nyinto. You don't just go this is something we should know. Because I went through the same. But nyatra ko mo molte mi alonko ne kan hanin jaw mba fa ne ko nyibe la mo lagne kala nyi mbako ta man jarala. Of course nyi na tubabudu. But mo ba tubabudu bi e me fan na fano e me ba na fano e me fan na fano. Yanyi silota ka bi fotata e nyaalu mata e ko dunta nyokono dolbe je bi wolu ital fesate wol jang. So in some fali wolam ko we have to tell our people the hard fact. But also ntel mem fon ka fon do wale ko al kulungu jonata makulungu jole. Hey, Mome ya mo kan aliaje member kere mo member fakan is too much. Ibrahim is statistic member for jang. How many boards are missing? 26 boards with Gambians. More than 700 of Gambians are missing. Thousands of Gambians are dead, are perished. This is something that we should take very seriously. I am a 2 times award winner. I'm a migrant activist. Basically, when I came here, Ibrahim told me about this. I was like, Ibrahim, anytime. But the reason why I'm here, because I don't want to come, not Angela come from Mangala come from way. But in Nal member seating, and Jibekan, Wolan Nalona, Musokomomi along Kwaka in Silota. Nal Dan and Kilai. I beg, I urge each and every one of you, we have to play impact. Each and every one of you, the media personnel, brothers and sisters, we have to sensitize the community too. But the government also have to play an impact. It's a funding culture, Kordatio, Nyaja Banko, Ila Kordakon. You have to stand up and speak and talk because they want to hear from you. Your children want to hear from you. They give hope to kids. So I'm urging each and every one of you. This is my statement for you. Many of our brothers and sisters, children, the most vulnerable in our community are dying. So this is the hard fact from me, and this is the first time telling you, I'm telling you, if you go to my YouTube channel, you will see people telling you their stories more year long. But your main face means Shilo Kanya Foe, it in Shilo Mala. So I know there is possibility for us to achieve our goals here. And Hanibita Tamashiloka, please do it. If you're going to make a decision, make it by yourself. Can you do sika? Can you muso sika? Ali tamasho. You believe 99% ko. It's a lie. So therefore, I thank you all for your kind attention.
Operation Prevention First, a humanitarian response to the humanitarian emergency. The Gambia is facing a national humanitarian emergency driven by irregular migration. Thousands of young Gambians have died, gone missing, or remain unaccounted for on the Atlantic routes. Criminal smuggling networks are selling the journey to Spain and the Grand Canaries as an 8-day boat trip, deliberately hiding the truth. The Atlantic route is one of the most dangerous migration routes on Earth, where survival depends on water, fuel, and chance. Scale of the crisis. These gangs make 14 to 17 million Gambian dollars per boat, approximately 200,000 to 250,000 US dollars on each overloaded canoe. By deceiving families, exploiting, at present, prevention in the Gambia is effectively zero, while criminal networks operate freely along the shoreline. If this continues, more Gambians will be lost to the sea, and pressure on Spain, particularly in the Grand Canaries, will continue to rise. Until systems are overwhelmed, prevention is better than cure. The solution, prevention first. Stopping deportees at source saves lives, reduces arrivals, and shuts down the criminal networks profiting from deception and debt. This approach protects young lives, restores state control, and prevents a deepening humanitarian disaster on both sides of the Atlantic. This is the solution. Spain's role, this is a formal invitation to Spain. Spain is already a frontline humanitarian responder along the Atlantic route. Spanish naval and rescue services, particularly in the Grand Canaries, are bearing a sustained humanitarian burden caused by deportees, organising far beyond Spanish waters. Under Operation Prevention First, Spain is respectfully invited to build upon its existing presence and experience by joining a Gambian-led prevented humanitarian operation focused on saving lives before boats leave for open sea. Spain's operational contribution. Within a Gambian sovereign command structure, Spain would work closely and operationally with forces already on the ground, including Gambian Navy, Gambian Immigration, Gambian Police Force, Gambian Armed Forces. Spanish naval intelligence and technical teams would provide support, expertise, and capacity to assist joint operations. To dismantle organised smuggling networks operating along the shoreline. Reclaim and secure known departure hotspots. Strengthen, coordinate coastal river and sea patrols. Support lawful controls on fishing vessels and outboard engines. Assist in regulating the monitoring of PMS fuel supplies, ensuring fuel is used strictly for legitimate fishing needs. Preventive impact. This cooperation represents a shift from reactive rescue to preventive life-saving cutting of boats, fuel, routes and profits before departure. Spain's long-standing expertise in counter-smuggling operations and maritime coordination and humanitarian rescue makes it a natural and valued partner. We formally and respectfully invite Spain to participate in this operation of Prevention First as a partner in prevention, protection and shared responsibility. Conclusion. Operation Prevention First recovers the profit and logistics that make smuggling possible by reclaiming shorelines, controlling vessels and fuel, and acting before departure. The Gambian protects life, sovereignty, and its future, while erasing dangerous pressures on Spain, Prevention is better than cure. Detailed technical and operational plans are available on request. Thank you.
It is my honor to introduce Miss Awa Kamara, a young author and poet, and the writer of the book, The Dream Chaser. The Dream Chaser is a work that speaks directly to hope, resilience, and the aspirations of young people navigating difficult realities. Awa will now recite a poem reflecting the dreams, pain, and the strength of our generation. Please join me in welcoming Awa Kamara.
Imagine a heart full of dreams, a soul full of hopes, not for luxury, but to survive. These were the words of our lost brothers and sisters. Good day to you all. I am Awa Kamara, and this piece is dedicated to the lost brothers and sisters in the sea. And here it is. Few weeks ago, we lost sons of this land, brothers of this soil. They walked through burning desert, not for greed, but to survive. They believe Europe will give them a life. But now the sea carries their names, and silence carries their pain. Suñuy doom, suñuy mag ak suñuy rakk yi ndox ba jël na leen lu metti ba ñépp di ko waxantoo. Mama still stands at the door. She listens to footsteps, hoping her child will knock once more, but only the waves return. No hope, no voice, only dreams swallowed by the sea. Nanim fal ba kumbola, katu dingol to tobacco. Banko bele sunuta, nyinkuo dimin na fangole warta. This is a wake-up call. To the government, our youths are dying, chasing hopes. Invest in them. Build opportunities. Listen to their cries and stand for them, not just empty promises. To the youths, your future is not buried in foreign lands. Believe in yourself. Work hard and be patient. You know, the sea was the same journey our ancestors take, with chain and pains and a heartbroken heart. But today, our youth still emerge in this journey willingly, but yet enslaved with poverty. And this journey must end. Thank you all.
Before we came here, I think Red Cross, IOM, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, through Director of Migration, they are aware of this press conference. We write to them. Normally for us, we take our data by ourselves. Migration here, I can say 100%, 1 million %. I am the only person who can give you data colors in this country more than IOM and the Minister of Foreign Affairs and from Migration. I connect with them directly, 24/7. I don't have off day. I don't work in the office. I don't have a time for sleep, like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. My lines are always open. I work with the migrant directly. If in 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock you call me, I'm in the sea, I'm there to help if I can do. If any boats arrive, I have to find out this boat, where did it come from? And I have sources. I'm not working alone also. We have associations. These are humanitarian associations. Some are NGO, big NGOs. Alamfun, the CEO of Alamfun will be in Gambia maybe next month.
Doctors Without Borders.
In the Mediterranean Sea, in the Atlantic, we have people everywhere we work with. Everything happening in Gambia here, I give information to them. We also have groups. Whatever happening here, I give information. This is what is happening here in this coast. What is happening in Mali, in Burkina, everything. In these communities will be in Cotonou, in Beni, for some discussion about migration issue. But what I can tell you that the data we have, the Gambia Red Cross here, they have their own data, maybe. The IOM, they have their own data. The ministry, they have their own data. But the data I can give you, these are the official, this is the best data you can ever find in anywhere. Because Today, as I'm speaking now, these 6 days, what I was saying here is 592 people arrived in Spain in these 6 days. None of these people are aware of this. They don't even know these boats came from, where they came from, which date and which time they came from. They don't know. Whatever we have this, we record this. Every end of year, we publish. Last year, we published this. Yesterday, as I was saying, yesterday I get a call, 2 Gambians lost their life. IOM is not aware of this. Gambia government is not aware of this. So we collect these data and put them together at the every end of year, and we give this data to the IOM International, not IOM, even Gambia here. We collaborate with them. This is what we also have. I published here about what the Spanish here, there's one association who produce, who tell this here, how many boats they have, discover. We work with these people. We give them the, here when the boats go missing out, I don't have power, I don't have the resources, I don't have the money. But I work with these people to give them the information. This is what happened there. So this is how we collect our data. But for them, we cannot force them. This is what we have. We have to bring them, this is what we have. Government, this is what we have. And these Gambians are here. Any boats that departed here, as I am speaking, 2 boats departed from Gambia here at this moment. One from Farafenye and one from Tangi. Wow. Government is not aware of this.
This is crazy.
IOM is not aware of this. I'm the only person who can tell you this. So I will not come here to talk to the public and give them false information. No. What is the benefit of it? So whatever I'm saying here, this is the fact. Thank you.
But alongside economic, one of the main drivers is social media, misinformation from diaspora, semesters, taking fancy photographs with fancy cars, people that have gone to Spain that are actually in detention and their liberties taken off them. They're taking pictures outside, selfies of nice cars and fancy apartments, and sending them home, say, look, this is what Europe is about. Yet their liberty is taken. The misinformation and the narrative has to change. I mean, it's got to the stage now where young people are leaving their compound without even telling their parents. I have 2 ladies and a young boy too on that boat on the 17th. I met their parents yesterday, and they both said, their parents said straight up that they left the compound without even saying anything to the parents. So the dynamics are changing. The social fabric is changing. No longer is it the parent pushing the child or the children to go. The children are actually opting for that as a rite of passage. So the narrative that the youth have today is that, they have the social media. It's a TikTok decision, I'm sorry to say. It's a misinformation from diaspora. It's semesters coming back, think they owe the world, and everybody wants to aspire to it. I'll make an analogy on that. If you go to a village, and this is what happened to me many, many years ago, and a young man gets an opportunity to go the back way, and all of a sudden he's sending back Western Union, and all of a sudden he's building a concrete block house, and he's able to buy a small scooter and a little automobile for his father. Everybody wants to aspire to that, because everyone else is living in a grass hut. It gives them respect, it gives them, So it's the same thing, but it's in a different way. This way, they're looking at social media, misinformation, narrative. Yeah, the narrative they believe is totally crazy. The situation is, the reality on the ground is when they do get into Spain or any of these places and they're working illegally, 10 or 20 of them are living in a room with a charcoal pot as heating. Yet they go outside and they'll take fancy pictures and they'll post them on Facebook and they'll post them on TikTok, and young people aspire to that. So change the narrative. Teach people in schools. The battleground for all this is in schools. If you're making a life and death decision on what? TikTok? Facebook? Semesters? A life and death decision you're going to make on that. And why? The battleground for all of this is education. From 13-year-olds upward and before. Teach them about irregular migration. Show them the videos of the shock and horror and awe. Then teach them safe pathways. Education will set you free. The blue card scheme, don't blame Europe for everything. There are safe pathways available. But education, education, education. If you can't make it here in the Gambia, do you think a 17-year-old could compete in Europe? Come on. Get a life. It's not going to happen, I'm sorry. The structures aren't the same. you know? So they need to be taught in schools. That's where the battleground of all of this is. Young people get influenced by this. Stop it. It's not the reality. The reality is pictures that I have and Ibrahim have of dead people. Parents, visiting parents. It's shocking what's going on. I'm talking to MOPSI and the education system here. They have to create a fixed migration program in schools, in the curriculum. Solid. Everybody has to do it. And career guidance. How many young people are slipping through our hands that we don't know that could be wonderful at engineers, mechanics, but because of lack of career guidance, those young brains are slipping through the net. And we're still outsourcing labour. So I'm looking for career guidance. I'm looking for teach people about migration. Teach them. Regular, irregular. What's it all about? Instead, today, you have young people making decisions on what? As I said, this, semesters, and nonsense. Lies. It's all lies. There are very few that make it. Okay, let's take a step back here. Yes, remittance is there. But should this country be solely reliant on remittance? Shouldn't remittance be a barometer for the economy? What happens if the European Union have a fallout financially? America started to tax remittance. So the idea of people leaving on remittance, the whole concept has to change. So for me, my answer to the question here is schools, schools, schools. Teach them. Start in the curriculum.
Educate people need to hear Silicon story, or Yaya story, and many other stories. So it's never enough to do that. But then there are so many other factors, like he said. But the core issue at the end of the day is that, like every country, you have to build a system that enables citizens to be able to earn a living, to get jobs, to have opportunities, to support individuals, particularly young people. Because our young people are hardworking. You come out of this building, you'll find young people in the Sagas, you'll find young people as musicians, you'll find young people as journalists, and so on and so forth. But what other opportunities are there for that career development, for example? Those who are into entrepreneurship, they are running, carpentry workshops, they are running poultries. What support is being given to them to scale up, so that they just don't have a poultry, but they are able to employ more people, they are able to make profit, and so that asks for a wide range of policies and decisions that the government has to make. Because look at all the countries which are producing migrants, like the Gambia. It's socio-economic issues, political issues, issues of insecurity, and so on. And as I said, in the Gambia, it is not just the back way. There's also the front way. How many Gambians just want to leave the Gambia because services are just poor? People like me and you who are educated, who have skills, all right, but just find the Gambia to be, not just conducive. They want to seek jobs at international organizations. They want to go to Europe and everywhere to leave the Gambia because they feel nothing is working in the Gambia. So that is a governance issue, right, that we need to deal with. All right. So there are so many factors, but certainly sensitization has to also happen so that people are aware of these dangers. And in many cases also we have to recognize some of these people who go on back way. It's not necessarily their parents ask them to go. I've had my own family, nephews, nieces who went on a back way. And we are shocked just to realize that, someone has gone. And many families have experienced that because, people have the urge that they just want to go. So there needs to be a lot of sensitization. But beyond and above everything else, we have to have proper governance system in this country that will create a socio-economic, sustainable development situation that will make Gambians stay here, and make it here, that even if you have to go out, because migration is a right, you are going through a safe, regular channel, and to go into something that is certain and not into any uncertainty. And that is possible because Gambia, like any other country, is well endowed. So I think a lot of factors are responsible that we are seeing. It's an epidemic. All right. And I don't think it is appropriate for a minister or any government official to want to divert the issue into comparing the past and the present and without giving any evidence. And when we know the situation from 2017 to date, a report, from the media alone, in terms of both accidents, deaths, are unprecedented, since the emergence of Backway in this country. Now, the fundamental issue should be what the government is doing to confront this matter. And all indications are that even if government is doing anything, it is hugely inadequate because boats are leaving. Many communities have dozens of their sons and daughters perish in the Backway, leaving the waters here, crossing when we have a navy, we have a police. Why is there no police post in Jinak, for example, or in, or a navy post down there, or immigration post? But again, you have police in Banjul, you have navy in Banjul, both leave Banjul. You have police in Katon, in Batokonko, and both leave those places. What are those police stations or security forces? What are they doing to allow this to pass? What is the government doing as a whole to deal with the issue, in fact, at home, to create socio-economic conditions for which it would be not necessary for governments to go on the back way? You've seen the government launch a circular migration with Spain. 10,000 youths apply, only to take 39 people and 33 absconded. That alone tells you something is fundamentally wrong in this country that needs to be addressed. So the minister needs to stop playing with lives, because this is what it amounts to play with lives with rationalizations, distorted rationalization, misleading and deflecting the issue into the former regime and the present government, which is more or less. No one government should be on the back way. No one government should die. That is what the minister should be seriously busy about, than telling us we are doing well simply because the figures are lower today, when you have not given any evidence at all. But when all the evidence is very glaring, that back way is increasing. And that needs to be confronted. That statement is incomplete. It's misleading, and above all, it is running away from responsibility. I think the Gambia government, the previous government and this government, have not still taken time to sit back and respond to the back way within the broader framework of the country's socio-economic development. And so for our political leaders to stand at a platform and speak in ways that seem to even blame the youth and their families, I think that is rather unfortunate. And I hope we are in the National Youth Parliament now, all right? We have the National Youth Council, we have organizations like this. Maybe the time has come for the youth to sit with the president face to face and have a serious conversation about the situation of the youth in this country, and all the issues that they confront. But just like the Minister of Information sitting there sending sound bites, which are misleading without evidence, or the president, standing at a platform also sending, comments that are rather unfortunate, that is not going to bring solution. But also youths have to take responsibility, that you are not bystanders. If anything, the youths are the majority in this country. You are the leaders of today and tomorrow, and this issue confronts you directly. And for me, the time has come for youth organizations, all right, to mobilize, and our youths in general to demand a serious conversation with the government at the highest level, all right, and conversation that will produce results, serious recommendations that will be implemented. I think that's what I would say.
What we believe, the information we get direct from the families migrant, because since before this boat sank, I was speaking with migrants themselves who are part of this boat. Before they sank, Andre also was talking to them, and we were talking with the Gambia, Spanish Navy also. Because Gambian Navy, I've been calling them more than 1 hour, I can't get any interest. So I know if the communication was very early to get, the boat will not be sunk, but it's already happening. Yeah, but we still believe now there are more than 85, another 85 people are still missing. Yeah, but we hope so. The families will come out one by one, they will say, we'll publish their names. That's why we are telling people, for us, what we connect directly from the migrants. Whatever is happening, we tell them this. Any information we do, we publish, this is the fact. If you don't believe it, okay, we cannot force anyone to believe it. Even the families, the parents themselves, when I tell them, the boat sank here, your children are not alive, I tell them, please, if you believe me, this is the truth, I can find you. But some will even tell you, so I don't have problem with those things. Because this boat that sank in 2017, Mansakunda, I want to say this Mandinka, because Mansuru Akamamu. Mansakunda la publication on I interpret the back. Because Nakata Kubala Kaji, I enter more than 2 weeks, Moka Sutoshino. I find a lot of things. Kumandro Black Mandamink, because Ntakanindro Kenyamangan. But being Mansakunda Fundanako, Italia ko ni kisi kan ita baje but binu kulo be feeling what mean at this moment on the 5th kulo be feeling what is Mansakunda doing did you Mansakunda yamu le benna keka but tomorrow when I come out on the 5th kulo moment are are they coming out again ha malala ma kisi at this moment iba men kisi kanje if they want hani bi ni entok mani ko ni Ibrahim natal come here kulo men ko kede la fa I will give them ngamel no ni bol fole I'm open to them taman tar janko femma bu fofendi mab men bebe siri njanga fale ja migration be mol be jan and I work with them men yan ko they are tiktokers they help us spread ka fofendi ko fanan ka tar jande to public ka itan di banku dun la dina be kering kan ko ton surwa kan man diga kan this and this danger member kering but when we are open to government so ni me bulol yen we don't have the power to go to them. Thank you. Boat departed from Batakunku here. And 2 days ago, there's a migrant boat that departed from Bara with 180 people. 45 of them are women, 17 of them are children. 5 people are in in the hospital. Yesterday, I get a call, 2 of them died. One boy from Musa, from Basse Manekunda, another one from Bara. I couldn't identify the name. But I already spoken with their families yesterday. They all lost their life though. So, in another 2 days ago, there's another migrant boat that departed from Banjul also. They spent like 8 days. That boat also with more than 100. 1 second, I have to check these things out. That one also we have like 124 people in total in that boat. So normally in this December 6 days, from December 1st to today, 595 people have arrived in Spain with 3 different boats. In total, we have 428 men, 110 women, and 54 children. These are the people who arrived just 6 days from December, on the 1st of January to today. So if Dr. Cisse says it's decreasing, well, this is the statistics we can tell doctor, and this has never happened in Jammeh's era, and this has never happened in other part of them. But these boats are all departed from here. That's why I always tell people, don't blame Jinek. These 3 boats I'm telling here, 2, one is from Batakunku, one is from Bara, one is from Banjul. These are not Jinek. They are all coastal areas here. So these are people, these are 592, they all departed from Gambia. And this, when for us, when we check it, normally 300 of them are Gambian. Maybe the other 250 or 290 are other sub-Saharan African migrants. Yeah. I go through this back way, Johnny. I go by myself. Shidi, sitting here, he also go through Libya. We all go the same process from Libya, Italy, then he go Germany, me, I mean. So, but the problem here is, since I make that announcement that the under-17 boat has sunk, I make this and I swear that 1,000,000%, if the government come out and tell me, Ibrahim, what you tell me, what you report this boat it doesn't sink. The boat, the people are here. That's the day I'm gonna stop this migrant activism. What I'm doing. I know government cannot find out anything from this. 100,000,000% so, because I know what I'm doing. Since I came to this country, I went to State House. We couldn't meet the president, but we meet the Minister of Youth and the Youth Advisor to the president. We went to the Interior. We went to the Director to the Immigration. We went to Chairman Dabo in Brikama. We here, Ben Suda. We meet a lot of people. We are not here because of us. We are here for, here there are a lot of people here, migrants who are here. They have something to pull out. Because since they came out here, they are suffering in this country. Their integration system in this country is zero. Everything with migrants here in this country. I see migrants who came from Libya, they come to this country, 3 days, 4 days, they take another boat from here, they go again. Because they came back. I met people yesterday. These are women. They lost their children. Some lost their husband with them last year. They are here. Since they come here, nothing. Even the society look at them. Here, when you are even deported here, the society look at you like you are a failure. It gives them traumatized. It forced them again to go. Yesterday, there is the boat that just arrived 2 days ago. I know someone in that boat. I am the one who tried to rescue their boat last year in Libya. 40 people of them has drowned. 27 of them are Gambians. The boy just came back 2 days ago. He entered in Spain again. Since he told me, Ibrahim, I'm going to tell you, don't go. I even told him, if I know when any boat we are in, I'm going to report you to the police. He told me, no, I cannot survive in this country. And these are a lot of migrants who are sitting here. If they have the same chance today, they will go back. Because they don't have hope in this country. So this is the problem. We are not here for politics. What we are here for, the reason we go to the government to tell them this is what the migrants are facing. What can we do to join our hands together to help these people out?
The question is the government willing to welcome you?
Yes, we are open. That's what.
The government?
Yes.
In your opinion?
No, I mean, for government, are they willing?
Well, I don't know.
It's a very bad impression. Yet, you know, Europe is 8 miles away from Africa. If you look at Morocco, across, yeah. At the end of the day, Europe's demographics are changing. Their population is getting older. Africans need jobs. Europe is looking for workers. They should embrace Africa more than be reactive. I think that there's a necessary need for Europe to embrace Africa because they need us. They need Africa. Because the demographics in Europe are changing severely. Their GDPs, everything depends on labour. But their labour force is getting older. People are living longer, so there's more nursing homes opening. So construction sector, healthcare sector, all screaming out for labour. So circular migration could begin on that, but the training has to start as well. The reason why Europe is not that attractive to the Gambia by coming here and investing is 2 reasons: like education and electricity. A high labour-intensive industry won't come down here. First thing they look at is the human resources. They'll look at the education of that human resource. I'm advocating myself personally that any training that goes on here has to be certificated and good enough to go to Germany with. A 3-year apprenticeship. I tell you what, electricians, mechanics, plumbers, the rudiments of those trades pretty much the same, yeah? But if you mirror image a training program in Europe, Germany or Italy or Spain, and you're training here, everybody will want to aspire to go there because they're getting a certificate that once they say they've been here and they did a 3-year apprenticeship, they can go. Pan-Africa as well, so Europe. Europe needs to open the door. It needs to become, visas has to be open. They have to stop this migration issue and let everybody go. Yeah, under conditions and bonds and all of those things. Open it up. People are dying. Open it up. At the end of the day, Europe will need Africa before Africa will need Europe because the demographics are saying so. They know it. The statistics are showing it. So they need to join with Africa. They need to partner on human resources. They need to train. Start circular migration to the fields that they need in the healthcare. In all the trades in Europe, they're struggling. So embrace Africa. We're 8 miles away from Europe. They're our neighbours. Don't treat Africa as reactive, a problem. That's all you hear. Oh, Africa, a problem. Oh, babies with flies in their eyes. AIDS. The interpretation and their concept of Africa is totally off the wall. A problem. Africa's a problem. Yet, Europe will always run here for what? Resources. So it's a double standard. But what are they leaving behind? Embrace Africa.
Thank
You
you.
need Africa. Finish. This is the smallest country on the continent of Africa. It has the largest population under the age of 25. The very future of this country is the youth. If you lose the youth here, and you are, the demographics are changing. There's a demographic tip where there's more females in schools than predominantly male schools. You know, young women here are suffering to find suitable husbands. They're gone. Yeah. The high labour, there's labour from other countries coming into this country. So,
Thank you.
you know what?